and welcome back to Soulstar Radio. I'm Jacquelene Close-Moore, and I'm joined today by the fabulous, the lovely, the very caring psychic medium Shirley Nichols. Hello and welcome back to the show, good friend.
Hello and peace, love and moonbeams, Jacquelene.
Oh my God, that was a competition I ran years ago on my old show, Quest Radio, where people had to send in a song.
Right. Okay.
Or poetry.
Yes.
I can't remember what they had to do, but it was something funny.
Yes.
And also enlightening. And so it was like, I got some things in that were funny and other things that were enlightening. And
what about the love?
Lots of love.
Excellent.
And definitely there was a vegan diet of mung beans for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And, so it sort of brings me back. It's like a sort of a back to the future almost.
Or back to the past.
Back to the past, forward to the past.
Okay. So we're talking about time travel now.
We could
I don't know how we got there.
I'm really not sure, but this is the kind of conversations you'll have when you have two Geminis together and possibly blown light globes because of it.
Yes.
And so we've had Mercury retrograde, we've got Pluto retrograde, we've had Venus retrogrades now going forward. It's just, I don't know, do I go forwards, do I go backwards, does love me, do I love, I don't know.
Or do we just stay put?
We could.
But we can't because we're Geminis.
Yes.
So we've got to keep moving at least one direction or the other.
Which makes it frightening because Donald Trump is actually a Gemini as well.
That's very frightening and very enlightening.
Yes. Well, it could be.
It could, potentially.
Potentially, but then you have good cop, bad cop in Gemini, and I just wonder which cop's talking to what cop with him.
It just depends on the moment.
It really does.
It certainly does.
But then Jupiter's also retrograde, and who have I missed out? Saturn, just for fun.
Yes. Let's bring Saturn in.
Well, see, Saturn's currently retrograde.
Yes.
And Saturn is in Sagittarius, which is opposite to Gemini. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. See that miscoordination? That's what it's like.
That's a Gemini.
That's a Gemini thing, which of course currently we've got Saturn in Sag going, whoa, and it's kind of like, are you going to grow up, guys, or not? Well, actually, no.
Well, Geminis don't grow up ever.
We are the children of the zodiac.
We are.
At times. Other times we're the adults.
It depends on where we're at the moment.
We're the messengers, but definitely not the message.
The messengers of the universe? Or are we the students of the universe?
Both. Yes. We can be anything.
Yes.
So can you, our listeners and the viewers. And also, Shirley brought something fantastic today to start the show with. We're going to do a little ritual. Sorry, it's a scented candle.
It smells fabulous.
Onyx. Yes. And so I'll light one candle and you light the other.
All right. Like a
it's
ritual.
kind of the double candle.
Yes.
Anyway.
It's a Gemini candle.
Gemini candle.
Yes.
One. Lighting. Hopefully I don't burn. There we go.
Well,
and Shirley's going
I think you might have to do it. I'll hold it. Nothing like getting burnt.
Yes, watch out. Let's burn your fingeries. No burning of fingeries.
No burning of fingeries.
And with this candle,
beautiful.
We place protection, love and light amongst all folks.
All around the world.
And animals.
Animals too.
And possibly goats.
Lots of goats.
I don't know how the goats got there. You have any idea?
I don't know, but we just brought them in.
We did.
They just arrived.
I think it's because goats can jump over anything.
What about camels?
I love camels. We had one out the front of the shop. I'll have to bring him in another time.
Yes.
His name's Kamal.
Yes.
And he likes carpet and also alcohol, apparently.
Yes.
Because there's a thirsty camel bottle shop in Australia, but let's not go there. That could be very frightening.
Yes.
So with this candle, it's really interesting with double candles because you get a spiralling going up.
Spiraling
and
energy.
It spirals both ways at once because there's two of them. And so there's a beautiful kind of energy with that. And when we're dealing with looking at doing readings work, healing work, and all that sort of fun stuff, and not just fun but serious. Yes. For those people who need us to be serious for a moment.
Yes, we can be serious for just a minute. That's enough.
That's enough.
It's more than enough.
It's very, very much enough, isn't it?
Yes, way beyond enough.
It gets a bit much, really.
For us it does.
It
does. Moving right along.
It's because clients need us to make them laugh about very serious things that we can raise that cathartic energy. But if you're feeling really bogged down because someone's just a nasty, pasty pudding and pie at you, probably the best thing you can do is laugh and send banal pictures over the internet to each other.
Yes.
Of rabbits doing interesting things.
Rabbits always do interesting things. Lots of rabbits.
Lots of rabbits. And I'll
Make us laugh.
post one on Facebook for all of you later.
Yes.
It'll really light your world in a whole different way. But it's that laughter that helps break through that sense of, I guess, pain, grief,
loss, whatever they're going through.
And where do we go now? And I can't see the light.
Yeah, it just breaks the energy.
At the end of the tunnel.
Let's bring the
Light
light
a candle.
in. Yeah, light the candle.
Light the candle. What kind of candles do you usually use, or colours usually recommend for people wanting to start out, and particularly if they're feeling that sort of heaviness at the moment?
Well, a lot of people use white candles, particularly if they're going through loss, and it's like a little ritual. They'll burn the candle and think about their loved one that they've lost. I love gold candles as well. Gold candles are good. Purple candles. Purple's really good. And, of course, the black is rather special as well.
And some people get really freaked out with black candles, which, to me it's like burning away the negativity with the black.
Correct, yeah,
and
right.
If we look at black as kind of, well, you got the pillar, you got the two pillars in the Kabbalah tree of life. You got the white one and the black one.
Yep.
Now, the black one gives us form and structure and rules, very Saturnian. And sometimes people will go, oh, black, they're bad. And, if I'm seeing black smoke coming off someone, I reckon, there's some heavy stuff going on. I can probably clear that. Possibly might break out the mandrake on them.
Lots of sage.
Lots of sage. Maybe some pink roses just to really infuriate them.
Yes, I could do it.
They could probably do it.
Yes.
But, you're going to break out the love on something like that and use a lot of that joy. But the burning of the black candle can actually burn a lot of that away. And in the Chinese medicine, when you look at black, you're looking at the kidney qi, and the kidney qi is discerning good from bad. So often people who have this black stuff going on, they'll go on about how everyone else is evil.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a projection in a way.
Absolutely.
It's just
Absolutely.
So it's just, hang on, pot, kettle, black. I think literally, that could be where they got the saying. Maybe they burnt the bottom of the kettle and it turned black.
Yes. Yes. And what about red candles?
Oh, passion.
Passion and love. And if you want to draw love into your life, what do?
Well, you could sing Justin Timberlake's "We're Bringing Sexy Back." That could work.
Well, that could be a start.
It could be a start. But if your intended loved one is actually, a little bit introverted, that could really freak them out and send them away. So do pick your audience very carefully.
Yes.
Probably the best thing to do.
Absolutely. But burning a few red candles.
Oh, red candles definitely invoking passion.
And pictures of couples together.
Yes. But do be careful. I know of someone who set up a visionary board. They used to be called treasure maps. And they had a picture of the guy.
The one, yes.
Exactly hair colour, how he looked, clean shaven, white t-shirt, and very fit. And it had cuddles, 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 written all over the place.
Oh dear.
And they said, what do you think? And I said, I don't think this is going to go so well. Anyway, so she manifested this guy, poof, a bit like a genie out of a bottle, and he looked like the picture, and he had the washboard stomach, which you and I probably missed for a while. And you know what he did? He cuddled, 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 and that's all he ever did.
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing else.
Nothing else happened.
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. Nothing. There was, right. Nothing. Got to be careful what you wish for and what you ask for. I think that's a very good example, Jacqueline.
I think you've just got to be careful what you ask for.
They're so very not so specific. Let the universe bring to you what you really need rather than you project out what you think you need.
A certain amount of flexibility is handy.
Yes. A lot of flexibility. Yes, a lot of flexibility.
I just went in another mental picture that was, anyway.
Yes.
So
thank God I'm not telepathic.
Unfortunately, I am.
Yes. I think you might be.
So we're going to steer us up now.
Okay, just for a moment. That's done now.
Yes.
We couldn't do it for much longer.
We really can't.
No.
We're with each other. And that's why you need girlfriends like this. So we have Madeline. Maybe it's Madeline with a mandolin. I mispronounced it, I did. Mispronunciation.
There could be something in that.
There could be a lot in that.
There could be.
We're going to just clear the zen.
Let's clear it because we want to get into the zone.
No. Okay, we have Madeline in Ontario, Canada. Are you there?
Hi, Jacqueline. How are you?
Hello, Madeline. It's lovely to speak with you. What a beautiful energy you have. And we've also got Shirley here.
Hi, Shirley.
Hello. Hello.
Sorry, well, that's just us being silly.
Yes.
But you're calling in, so we're just picking up a lot of beautiful energy from you. I really get a lot. It's really interesting. We're talking about candles there, Madeline, and what I'm really getting from you is a lot of this kind of an exhausted fire, and that's that heart, and it's like it's really you're really trying to reach out and help people at times, and be in that loving, affectionate kind of energy. But it's like it's sometimes quite exhausting for you, is what I'm picking up straight away here. And so it's really important for you to remember just to conserve some of that beautiful energy of yours for yourself. I think that's why we lit the candle today as well.
Yeah, because I actually feel you're a real giver, and you give a lot of energy out there, and it's very difficult for you sometimes to learn to receive back, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's all about balance, I feel, with you, darling. So, it's about giving and receiving an equal balance, and making some time for you as well. It's really, really important.
Yes, I've lost someone close, I guess life-altering change, definitely with this retrograde going back to childhood. So that's just probably the heaviness you're feeling. That's only 2 weeks old.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we're talking about lighting the white candles for loss and grief, so maybe a ritual could help you, or praying, or whatever works for you. But it's important to just sit and be, and it's important to express that grief in whatever way it comes to you. And it can come in waves, it comes and goes. And just remember to breathe it in and out. Okay, it's really difficult, isn't it?
She's got a lot of loved ones with her, not just the one she's lost. There's a whole pack of them there.
It feels like a whole family gathering, doesn't it? Which is really interesting.
Yeah, they usually pull up in a bus.
What was that, darling?
They usually pull up in a bus. We have a lot of members on the other side.
You do? Yeah. You'd need a couple of buses, I reckon. It's not just a minibus here. You've definitely got a whole pile of them there, really loving and supporting. And I just feel like they're actually reaching, scooping you up in their arms collectively, and just really hugging you at the moment, and just wanting you to remember that this is one stage. And I feel like there's no fear in death for you. You're not rushing off anytime soon, but there's no fear in death for you, because you do understand that it's much more than beyond this physical plane. And also because you're so very giving, that's why they reach out and support you so much. Because when people are very giving to other people on earth, then, the hereafter and those people on the other side tend to reach out a lot and support you. So even when you're feeling alone at times, where you are here, you're never really alone, and you're very, very aware of that, and that's what has given you a lot of comfort. And I feel it's that strength that helps you to be able to comfort others in much the same way. And there is definitely, you're smiling on to help others, but often you're needing to have that laugh for yourself, which is why I think we've had this rather ridiculous laugh fest in this morning before we've come on air, to bring in that upliftment, that joy energy again for you, not just the joy you're giving to others. Does that make sense?
It does, absolutely does, yes.
Was there a question you wanted to ask us today, darling?
You know what, I don't know if you tap into purpose. I'm feeling a lot of awakening symptoms, and it seems to be a metaphysical purpose that's unfolding. I don't know if you see anything in regard to that.
She's quite strong you're quite strong there, Madeline, with being able to help people who are going themselves through loss, actually. But that may also be more a symptom of the way you're approaching this current grieving period as well. You've got excellent listening ability. You can really, connect with people, and they can feel safe and heard, and they can actually fall apart in front of you, and then you're able to help them get back up. So this is an incredible strength, and I actually see a rose in front of me that is a very deep pink, and not just because I'm wearing this at the moment, but it's a very deep pink and bordering on I'm also seeing a lilac coloured rose as well, and so, wow, because you've got two goddess energies with that. You've got Hecate and also Hathor, and that's a perfect blend for, once again, dealing with people who've not only felt loss on a level of grieving people who've passed, but also in helping people who are going through incredibly difficult times with feelings of shock, trauma, abuse in relationships, and feeling ripped off even, where their good nature is being, taken advantage of, if that makes sense. And Hathor is about being able to beautify, to be able to ritualise that beautification and strength. There's a lot more aspects to Hathor, and I don't have time to go into all of them, but that's the sort of aspects that are there that I'm really picking with you. But also Hecate, she's got a very long tongue to whip people with their being improper. And she kind of sorts things out, and she's the crone, very much, the crone goddess, the wisdom, period of a woman's life. And so you're definitely going into that wisdom and counselling and all sorts of things like that come to mind. And what were you getting there?
I was exactly getting that. I was seeing the moon, and I was seeing that there was some anxiety around this whole situation, but there's so much wisdom around this. And I was definitely picking up on counselling and helping other people, but in doing so also healing yourself as well. Yeah. Because this is a journey of healing for you specifically, through helping others as well. But again, remembering to give back to yourself is what I'm getting very, very strongly. So counselling definitely comes to mind. I believe that you fully understand your true purpose. And if you just sit and meditate on it, it's very clear what it is. And love very much is part of that. And it's about giving love to others, but also giving that love again back to yourself. And that feels very, very important to you. You have incredible strength around you, I must say. You're an amazing woman. The strength that's exuding from your energy or your aura is absolutely amazing. And I can fully understand why people are very attracted to you, and that they find themselves coming to you for all manner of things, little things, big things, whatever it is, they're drawn to you. So please stay strong. Your life purpose is very powerful, and there's a long way to go, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too. So you're not going anywhere anytime soon. You're meant to be on this planet, and you're meant to be helping and serving other people. So stay strong. And what I'm also seeing, when Jacquelene was saying about the roses coming from the other side, they're throwing them at you right now. There was those two roses, but there's many more coming. So there's so many people on the other side sending their love and sending flowers to you. And it feels very, very strongly like those flowers are going to manifest here in the physical on Earth as well.
They're actually going to be given to
They're actually going to be given to you, and the loved ones on the other side are impressing upon people to give you these flowers. So accept them with gratitude and with love for what it is, because they're fabulous gifts, aren't they?
I'm actually, the whole time you were talking, I was actually hearing from the other side that prayer and meditation, Om Shanti, and it's and I'm not usually kind of grooving to that kind of music necessarily. There's a whole range that goes on in here, and anyway, Gemini. So with that, it's really talking about going into mantra meditations and really doing that allowing. Keep doing that allowing, and that is going to help you open up and expand a whole lot more. And we really wish you the best on your journey. And thank you so much for your call there, Madeline. I hope it's helped you.
Wow, that was wonderful, ladies. Wonderful.
You're very welcome, and thank you so much for connecting. And as I said, you can find us on with the Facebook page and all that sort of thing that I've talked about many times. If you're wanting to connect further, you can. But thank you so much for your call anyway, Madeline, from Ontario, Canada. That's a beautiful call.
That was a beautiful call. It was lovely to speak to Madeline, wasn't it?
Oh, she's
what a beautiful lady.
And I had the mandolin as well.
You did have it with her, and the music for her too, for manifesting. Wow. That's the mandolin. It's for healing, the music, but also for manifesting and bringing good things in.
There you go. I'm liking it.
Me too. I'm loving it.
Feeling rather special now.
Oh, yes, that was very special, that call.
Very special.
That was meant to come in.
We're definitely... Look, we've got another call there. Do we have time? Let's do it justice, see what we can do. We have Bonnie in Palm Springs, California. Mercury's definitely retrograde.
Definitely.
Hello, are you there, Bonnie?
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the show. Lovely to have you here. and joining us on air. Was there a question you had for us today at all?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Mercury's in retrograde. Did you have a question?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Let's just see what we get with Bonnie,
All right.
and she can hear it back on the podcast later, maybe.
Yes, well, let's give it a go,
What
shall
are you
we?
feeling with Bonnie there?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? That's a very good. Let's
I
just
think
tune
there's a
in.
lot of questions with her at the moment.
Well, actually, I'm seeing question marks everywhere.
Yes.
So I actually feel that she's seeking certain answers in her life, and she doesn't know which way to turn or which way to go.
And some of it is she's not quite sure what the questions are because it keeps changing.
Well, she must be Gemini. Well, maybe not.
Or Mercury could be could be doing something through the chart and flipping things.
Correct, yeah, because that flipping thing keeps coming in, doesn't it, today? Yes,
Definitely flipping.
There's lots of flipping
Lots
today.
of flipping.
Yeah, so there's definitely lots of question marks here, and it's about, well, what do I do next? And it's about needing to understand what's the question, you see?
Yeah, but also I get a lot of metal element there with her, and I'm kind of, and so that's where the Chinese tradition comes in, but then I get the air on the more Western tradition with that, and they do kind of align, kind of. But what I get with this is a lot of trouble just generally in communication at the moment to do with how do I think about this? How do I work through this issue to even work out how to even deal with the separate parts? It's like it's all just too big.
Yes.
And so with that, what I would say is, how do you eat an elephant, Shelley?
Very carefully, or in small pieces.
That's it, in small pieces. Now, you shouldn't eat that alone because that's a lot of elephant, and, you know, we got a lot of vegans watching and they would be appalled by this. But let's just say the elephant was already dead, okay? And so how we eat it in small chunks is we actually have a barbecue, a street party. Then that elephant is gone in one night. And we could invite a whole heap of people who maybe don't have something to eat.
We could.
So you see, there's many ways to deal with a problem.
Yes.
But you have to start with, well, what can I address right now that is the smaller bit that I can deal with in this moment that's going to help me to look at the bigger by bigger questions from the smaller questions. So sometimes people go, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't decide what I would like to do. And I say, well, let's start with what you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's a good starting point, isn't it?
It's a really good starting point. Because if you've got it clear what you don't want to do, then you start to go, well, I don't like that. And then you start to want to go, but I like this. And you go, oh, hello. So it's about getting you thinking about not just what is overwhelming you, but how do we deal with a little bit. So what can we deal with right now? And so those are the people that it's kind of good to get them to write a list, but the problem is it falls away.
It does fall away.
But they can get obsessed about whether the that's hilarious. They can get obsessed about whether or not they did this and this and this. They'll tend to pile themselves up with way too many things.
Yes, that's right.
It's an elephant again.
Yes, it's coming back into the room.
It's coming back into the room. And it's really going to be about having to go, okay, well, I made the bed. You know, I took the rubbish out. That's good. Fabulous. There's an achievement. Now I can open the windows and clean the house. Fabulous. Okay, that's done. But I didn't manage to work out my quarterly accounting. Yeah, but that's okay because you've got the bed made and all this sort of thing. So it's really about starting with those small things and seeing them as achievements instead of looking at the negative all the time, because looking at the negative all the time just keeps you in that space. And so often if you say to an Australian person, what do you think of that? And they'll say, not bad.
She'll be right, mate.
But not bad. In other words, not, oh, it's good, it's not bad. And so, you know, if Jesus was to manifest and walk across the water in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, I reckon a whole heap of Australians go, not bad, not bad, not bad. And when we talk about how far we've driven in Australia and, you know, long distances, they go, oh, down the road.
Yeah, not far down the road.
Not far down the road.
Just
It took me 8 hours to get there, but it was not far down the road.
It's only down the road. You should know that.
And when I was dealing with sort of global field force management, you'd ring people and say, could you go and visit that site? And it's like 15 minutes drive. And they go, oh, I'll have to pack a picnic lunch for that. And it's like, right, okay. So when you're sort of looking at how far you're going and how far something is, it's really relative to how far you're willing to stretch, how far you're willing to drive, and how far or fly.
Yeah,
Whether
all of that.
we're talking about roosters earlier, or
We're flapping our wings.
flapping our wings, but you know. How far you're willing to stretch can mean the difference between how far you go with an issue, a problem, or possibly an elephant. So have a think about it that way. I think we've confused a few people as well. I think giving them clarity.
Possibly even ourselves. But it's a Gemini.
It's a Gemini thing. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me in my
interesting
friend and travels with.
Yes.
All of that,
yes.
It's been a lot of fun again.
It has, very much.
We've had some fun times.
We've been around the world and back.
And back to the couch.
And back, yes, we have. It's been fantastic.
So thank you, Shirley, and thank you also for our callers. We're sorry we couldn't get through to everyone today. And we'll catch you same bat time, same bat channel next week on Soulstar Radio. In the meantime, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you really ought to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.